You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
7.9 WGBW.
Welcome back. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba, folks. It is finally Monday. We get to talk about the things in life that make us happy, like movies and TV, comedy, music, all kinds of stuff. My current guest is Doug Prey. We will be back to Doug in just a moment. He is a native Wisconsinite and very accomplished filmmaker. Joining me at 7:30 tonight will be Joel Murray from Chicago PD. He plays Commander Devlin, just joined the cast this year. Excited to talk to Joel and have him back on the show. Our question of the night is, it's National Housewives Day. Yes, that is a national day. And my question to you is, who is your favorite TV or movie housewife? We'll catch up on texts in just a minute here, but let us know. Be part of the show. We also talked about, Amanda, what else did we cover? David Harbour. What a disappointment that is.
A lot about David Harbour. Yeah, that's massively upsetting.
Such a likable guy. He was the Santa Claus guy in the Crazy Killer Santa Claus movie with the Violent Night.
Think so, yes. Yeah.
That's a real bummer. And we also talked about how I ate pounds of candy like I was 12 years old a few nights ago. I'm still working that out. Yeah, exactly. So with that in mind, folks, answer our question, and I will read it on the radio. And now let's get back to our guest, Mr. Doug Prey. He is a native Wisconsinite, making his home in Los Angeles now, and a very decorated, award-winning director and filmmaker. Doug, do you have a Wisconsin story in you would still like to tell? And how would you approach that? Is there an angle for Wisconsin as a director that you think could be interesting?
Well, it's weird because this sounds so cliche, but there's stories everywhere. There's not one state or one town or one household that you couldn't find enough material to make a feature-length documentary film. So I just want to caveat.
That's a great answer. I agree with you.
I mean, it's true. But I think whenever I spent a lot of time in Wisconsin, even though my home was in LA, where the film business has been. I say has been, but that's a different story for a different night. I guess like the thing I think about the most when I'm traveling back in my home state is the changing of the farms. And this would be more like, this isn't it's not a comedy kind of thing, but it's right. Like I think there's a documentary, there has been some pretty good documentaries about sort of the food industry and everything, but about the shift from the family farm to big ag and the way that happens. And you'd want to kind of tell both sides because it is happening and it's going to happen. And I don't think it's big ag isn't going to go away. I'm talking about like factory farming and kind of the different sort of CAFO type feeding operations. And, it's just changing everything. Like sort of this shift about 10 years ago when you started realizing, we used to see silos when you're driving by. And now there's these massive installations that are the granaries and, and it's, again, it's not like, that's just progress, you could say. Yeah. It's going to happen. But there's also still this huge, movement over people like family farmers are saying, yeah, but the old ways were actually better and healthier and we get better meat. And there's all these other like absolute truths about like, it's this mix. And I think that is a really, it's a healthy story healthy is a weird way to say that. It's an amazing conflict because you have things that existed for tens of thousands of years of knowledge and history and farming and understanding versus kind of like big business. And it's not like all big business is bad, but it's just that is playing out so heavily. And I think Iowa already has lost whatever that battle was. It's really like Iowa is pretty much, a CAFO state. And I just think that's, I wouldn't approach it like as a political film, like, okay, this is the side. I would really want to approach it as every good film is about drama and about conflict. And I've always given credence to people I may not agree with. I just think there's a really important conversation going down there, and Wisconsin is kind of, it's actually it isn't lost. It's not all going one way, but it's definitely a really important battle, and there's a lot of people hurting, and there's a lot of people out there going, hey, wait a minute, the water's bad here, or this or that, or yeah, but we need to make money, and the town's this, and it's a classic battle, and it's playing out everywhere in every realm of industry. It's kind of like AI. You can't say no to AI. It's going to
It's
happen.
going to happen. Yeah,
But I think that's an amazing story, and that's kind of a serious story.
absolutely.
I have a more ridiculous short film that I would immediately make, though. I want to share with you.
Please.
Igor the rat outside of the Fenimore cheese place where you get the best cheese curds in the entire world, and I can absolutely clarify that they're the best, and this is not an ad.
I don't know this place.
Do you know
No, please.
Igor the rat? This is like this giant rat, and every time we go there and get cheese curds, which is, it's an important thing for my family. The best. Like,
Cheese curds are
there's
very
Igor the
important.
rat. It's this giant, huge rat outside, named after Igor Stravinsky in 1971. And I just think that would be a great short film. It's all about Igor, and it could actually be about the first thing I said. You could actually get your in as Igor, and then the movie becomes about like the family farms and dairy farming in
man.
Wisconsin. And, actually, I just came up with a better idea,
Amanda,
combining this
copyright
silly
that.
little
Copyright.
idea. That's right.
Thanks,
That's
Doug.
right. You know what, Pete? You can just produce it, please, and then we'll have a movie here. Anyway, yeah, I digress. But I'm not kidding. Anybody who's driven through Fenimore knows that right outside the cheese store, the Car Valley cheese store, right there's this giant rat, and it's huge. And I always think about the trap. It's like a mouse trap the size of your car to get that thing.
That's great.
But anyway. So I was just thinking about different ideas. But
Doug Prey is my guest. He is an award-winning filmmaker who is originally from Wisconsin, joining us here tonight on Nightlight. We're talking about some of his films and his process and all kinds of good stuff. What is your favorite part of the process, Doug? Because with documentary films, I've never been part of a documentary, but I have a lot of, there you go.
There's Igor.
Nice.
That's Igor on a trailer. It's not a trap.
If you're watching
It's
on
not
the
one
stream.
of those new traps that looks like a trailer.
That's great. And there's your DVD. Do they still make DVDs? I don't know. There's your album cover or whatever.
Blu-ray. People
Blu-ray.
still buy Blu-ray.
Sure.
The power of film you were talking about earlier, we actually, because a lot of people are into classic cinema, a lot of people still watch Blu-rays.
Oh, I know.
It's
great.
We were like, should we even put it out on Blu-ray and DVD? And we're like, no. And then we're like, wait a minute. It's like vinyl.
There's your fan base. Yeah, exactly.
People buy vinyl.
That's great. Have to give a shout out to Mike Mercury, who introduced us, your pal, who I understand you go back all the way to fourth grade.
I met Mike in fourth grade, literally. His desk was right in front of my desk in Mrs. Endelman's class at West Middleton Elementary School I'm not going to say the date because that would date me.
Yeah, you don't have to go back.
1906.
Was he a smart ass even then?
Kind of. Yeah, Mike was actually just an amazingly good guy all the time. And when he became a comedian, I was like, but Mike, you weren't like that quote unquote funny guy in class. There's always like a class clown who you think is going to be a comedian. And I don't know if you've noticed this, Pete, over your career, but like the people who are the funniest in real life, like in everyday real life in class or just your friend, like in your friend group, there's always one person who's just super funny.
Yeah.
They never become comedians.
Correct.
It's the person who actually studies it and kind of says like, I want to do this and I'm going to learn this. I'm going to learn the craft. And Mike did that. And I got to be honest, like I was sort of surprised when he said I'm becoming a comedian. And then I went and saw him like a couple of years later because he was in LA, whatever. There was different connection. I was like, holy shit, he learned this and he's really, really good. And I love seeing him on stage. So it's just, guy. Anyway, I've known Mike forever.
I've had the opportunity to work with Mike. I haven't done stand-up as a job in a long time, but he was one of the first guys I met and just a great guy. So before we let you go, Doug, tell me if you can, we've got about 2 minutes, your favorite part of the process, because documentary filmmaking, there's a lot of editing, Is it shooting? Is it finding the topic? Is it editing?
It's really the editing. I mean, even though editing is grueling and it takes like a year, because you're basically writing a script and taking from miles and miles, or whatever you want to call it, 600 hours of footage, and going, okay, there's 90 minutes in here. And it could go this way, it could go that way, it could go upside down, we could flip it, we could start with this, we could end with it. You've just so many options. So that's daunting, and honestly, it's a pain. It really is. There's no editor out there who's edited a documentary who's not nodding their head right now if they happen to be listening.
Right.
And they're not, because they're in the grueling, they're in the trenches right now. But it's just really hard, but it's so creative, because you can just, like, my favorite part is when I'm just editing and I'm like, oh wow, this music with this quote, with this scene, and this picture, that works. It's just, and you hit on it, and sometimes it's accidental. You'll just throw a piece of music under a quote and you go, oh man, I just felt something. That's the whole goal is to make your audience feel something, whether they're laughing or crying or just kind of really interested in the subject. And so I guess it would be editing, even though I promised my wife that I wouldn't edit again because my back is still screwed up from editing.
Oh yeah. That's so fun. It's so
I got
funny.
a bad back.
It's so funny how editors, there's such, I remember working on a narrative project with an editor, and I was wearing a different outfit, and he goes, I want to put this scene here, and I go, you can't do that. I'm 2 hours earlier in the story. He goes, no one will ever notice that. I go, yeah, right. We had a test screening. Nobody noticed it. Like, the guy had my full respect from that moment on.
That's awesome.
No. But I can tell you, there's groups dedicated to continuity errors.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure
it's
there
true,
are,
but it's also like editing is all about knowing what are people actually thinking about in the moment.
Right.
And you have to constantly be living what the audience is seeing. And so whenever I'm talking to other editors or trying to edit, I'm always like, wait, what's the audience thinking right now? They know this, and they know this, and they've seen this. So what's going to get them right here? In a good way. I mean, it's very manipulative, but I use that word in a good way, like that you're manipulating time and space and pictures, and it's exciting. I love filmmaking, and I guess that's my favorite part, even though it's the part that I must stop because my doctor's saying, like, dude, you got a bad back, you got to stop editing.
Make a documentary on scoliosis. It just fell right in your lap there, Doug. Hey, this is so much fun, buddy. Thank you for being on the show.
Do you have the copyright to that as well?
We do now, Amanda. Get those fingers going. We got to beat Doug to the punch. Thank you, sir.
Fun.
It's so great meeting you. Yeah, keep us posted on what's coming, and don't be a stranger.
No, thank you so much, Pete.
All right,
really
that's Doug Prey. Check out his work. Just go to IMDb, folks. He's made so many great films, award-winning films. There's lots out there for you to check out, and look for his. What was the rat called again?
It's not mine.
I missed it.
Igor.
Well,
Igor.
Soon
Just go
to
to Fenimore and buy some curds and tell me they're not the squeakiest best.
All right. We're coming right back, folks. Joel Murray is going to be here at 7:35. This is Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network. You hear me? Oh, hey, Doug, you there?
It's hopeless, so I guess I'll leave it alone.
Well, I spent all that day fixing up to go somewhere. Thought I was late, and I found she wasn't there. I guess I'll find love, peace of mind some other time, but I still have today. I gotta get away, I don't
know where to go.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
Get off home. I wanna drive them home. When you're feeling
Welcome back. Pete Schwab, this is Nightlight. Oh, that was fun getting to know Doug Prey. What a great guy. Really good filmmaker, too. Joel Murray will be here at 7:35 after the news. We're going to talk to Joel about his new role on Chicago PD. which is in its 14th season, part of the One Chicago Dick Wolf series. Man, how much success has that guy had? All the Law and Orders. Now he's got the whole Chicago thing going.
It's just never ending.
Unbelievable. You watch any of those?
It's kind of one of those things where you watch it when it's on, but
Yeah.
you don't seek it out kind of thing.
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I do watch Chicago PD. I've stuck with that from its inception just because I have a connection to Chicago. But it's one of those shows that's gotten better the longer it's been on. So I'm excited to talk to Joel about his new role, Commander Devlin. That'll be fun. That happens at 7:35. Going to the text line here, our question of the night is, who is your favorite TV or movie housewife? Lori from Hayward in the 715 says, all right, I started to read this text. She clarified, good evening, Pete. For my favorite mom, I would pick Barbara Sandwich of Western Big Valley. She was a strong, bold woman raising a family of four. Sometimes it takes a tough woman to be a good mom. Well said, Lori. But she knew I struggled, so she corrected herself and in all caps said, Barbara Stanwyck. That's what happens when using the microphone and you have a phone that decides willy-nilly to change words.
Oh, you would know that.
I totally know that. I do that all the time.
There are some messages I get from you or I have to decipher it. I'm like, where's a code? Where's a coder?
And it's not as bad if you proofread right away, but sometimes I don't want to forget something, so I just say it, and then I go back to it, and I'm like, oh, God, and then I got to clarify it. So I'm totally with you, Lori. That's great. 608 Sun Prairie says the best housewife I think is Ava Gabor in Green Acres. She always looked great and never complained about living in a dump of a house. She was always upbeat. Well said. Chris from the 773 says, thanks for the National Housewife Day heads up. You reminded me to pick up flowers for my favorite housewife. I hope he's married to her. Loving mother, homeschool teacher, and beautiful mind, body, and soul of a woman. Oh, and thanks for keeping me out of the doghouse. I mean, I almost feel like Chris should send us some money for that because we did him a serious solid here.
Or like cookies or something. Cookie bouquet.
Do you eat cookies from, I mean, Chris seems like a good guy. I don't think I'm eating cookies from his house, though. Do you?
You never know.
You never know. I mean, it could be great, but.
That's how you build an immune system, Pete.
I grew up with parents that always had to check, if you got like an apple at Halloween, like my friend Mike Toomey says, check it for a razor blade on the inside, like someone actually does that, Lisa in the 608 in Middleton says, Lucille Bluth from Arrested Development is my fave TV mom. She's manipulative and self-centered, and I'm glad she isn't my mom, but she makes the show. Thank you, Lisa. Well said. From the 818, Bridget says, Mrs. C from Happy Days. Sweet, funny, smart. Absolutely. Thank you, Bridget. John in the 608 says, Barbara Billingsley was the best mom, loving, sweet, attentive to Ward, fair to the boys, great cook, nice Sears catalog figure. What is that? I think if you told someone now that might get you a poke in the chops. Hey, you've got a real Sears catalog. Like, you're built like a washing machine.
Did you read the one from Daniel Wheeler from our Facebook comments?
No, I'm getting to the I haven't gotten to the Facebook text yet. John says, plus she had the personal security and balls to let the nickname Beaver stick to her youngest boy. Not afraid to take terrifying risks. As a lad, I was consumed with this dynamic. And here's the kicker. I'll be damned. Turns out she speaks jive. Who would have guessed? Of course, from the movie Airplane. Barbara Billingsley. That's a great one, John. What did Danny Wheels say?
Carol Brady, because she, Mike, and Alice were the first throuple on TV.
Ooh, that's some weird imagery. I don't know what kind of fantasies Danny Wheels has going over there in Oshkosh. What else do we have on the social media? Oh, actually, I can look at those. Can you read the stream comments? I can't see. I got nothing on the monitor here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got Dave Kanush, who said Conrad must be back. Sorry.
He said that after the thing went down, too. That's a total shot at the caveman. Listen, Dave, I can make fun of Conrad, but listeners, no way. I think Conrad's not... I do ask him to go get the tools quite a bit. But
we got someone who says Peg Bundy. So
yes.
Katie Seagal, she reminds me of a childhood friend's mom when I would visit his home. That's from PJ, the alter ego, who also said Mrs. Cunningham and June Cleaver.
Wow, he's got a lot of them. Those two have a conversation. Is it PJ and Dave?
Yeah,
or no?
PJ and Dave, I
Yeah.
think. I don't know. They're commenting a lot. We appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
That's awesome. Two very outstanding listeners. I actually saw Dave in person this weekend because he's from Marinette. And I was talking to my mother-in-law and a friend of no, I was walking back from my mother-in-law's with my wife, and we were talking to a friend of ours, and Dave rolls up. He goes, "Hey, Pete, it's Dave from the stream." I'm like, "Oh, hey, man." It's just out of nowhere. It was awesome. Tim Baker says June Cleaver, hands down, all in caps. Tim is not messing around. I said Mrs. C, but I changed my my answer to Laura Petrie. And Gloria from Modern Family. Sean on social media says, I got to go with June Cleaver, always keeping Ward conscious of the beaver. Yes, of course. Thank you, Sean. Our nightlight window fun picture tonight, taken through the window, is of 6 people from North Carolina.
Why are they here?
Well, the game yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
You don't follow a good, you're not into sports contests?
I'd rather play a sport than go watch them on TV.
There are 4 Panther fans and 2 Packer fans, but they're all from North Carolina. 2 of them used to live here. So there's 6 of them. Somehow they make it work. They all get along. I don't get it. But and there was no ill will, despite the Packers dropping a heartbreaker yesterday to their friends' team. So check out the Facebook Nightlight Window Fun for your 6 people from North Carolina. Hey, when we come back after the news, my pal Joel Murray will be here. He is the newest addition to the cast of Chicago PD in its 14th season. We'll talk to Joel next. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
nationalparks.org/foundation.
Mother, mother, there's too many of you crying.
Welcome back. I'm Pete Schwaba. This is Nightlight. So great to have you with me on this Monday night. I wait all weekend for Monday, folks, so I can talk movies and TV and comedy and music and all the good stuff. We are broadcasting live statewide and parts beyond over the app and stream. So wherever you're joining me from tonight, welcome. Dave on the stream said Killdozer. That was early in the show and I missed it. That's a Butch Vig band or Butch Vig produced band. Do you remember what we were talking about?
I have no idea what we were talking
I
about
think it was
then.
a Halloween thing. That is the voice of Amanda Nimmer sitting in for the K-Man tonight, doing a bang-up job. Are you having fun?
Yeah, I'm having fun. You know, it's way better than Thursday when everything's not imploding all over the place.
Well, here's another reason it's better than Thursday, because my next guest is a very talented guy. He's a friend of mine. He is one of the stars of the new Chicago triumvirate, the One Chicago Family, more specifically Chicago PD. And he joins us over the stream, Mr. Joel Murray. Hey, Joel.
It's good to be here.
It's great to have
Love
you.
your segue music, man. It's so cool.
We try to make it like a high school dance here when we come back from breaks.
Yeah.
And oftentimes people do slow dance throughout the studio. It's
8 inches apart.
Nice, 8 inches apart.
8 inches apart.
Little room for the guardian angel. That's good. That's good.
I'm talking to a fellow Catholic boy. Of course you know.
Mm-hmm. 14 years.
Hey,
Catholic
Joel,
school.
14 years of Catholic school?
Well adjusted.
Yeah.
But I still need 2 theologies and 2 philosophies to graduate from Loyola Chicago.
Oh, that's hilarious. Wait, from
Other
high
than that,
school?
I'm set with an English degree. No, university.
Oh, I thought you went to Marquette for some reason. Okay.
I just seemed like I was there.
You
I
behave
had
like
I had a few Vulcan mind melds. Yeah, I was visiting a lot.
you act like a Marquette grad. That's got to be it. I don't know. I went to DePaul and I was the same way, very, very close to graduating. But
you act like a DePaul attendee.
A blue demon. Hey, this is great. It's great to have you. I want to talk about your new character, Mark Devlin. But first, I have to ask you, Joel, do you have a favorite TV housewife?
That I've had in the past?
Well, not that you've had, but like that
Well, no, I mean, that I've performed with.
Oh, you could do that. That's a different angle, or just one growing up that you'd watch on TV, like Mrs. C or Laura Petrie, someone like that. It's National Housewives Day.
I was a big fan of Samantha and Bewitched.
Oh, nice.
There was a lot there to like. I mean, I thought I could utilize her so much better than Darren. I don't know what that guy was doing, either of them.
You
Laura
really
Petrie
blew
was
it.
pretty fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally,
great one.
I've worked with my wife a couple times, but I don't know if I had any wives. I'm always the guy that lost his wife or divorced or something like that.
That's
The
terrible.
strangely single guy, the 30-year-old virgin I was on one show.
I'm sorry for your fictitious losses, Joel. That's terrible.
Or wins. Depends on how you look at it.
Hey, so let's talk about that. I was saying earlier on the show, Chicago PD, you kind of have to pick your shows. There's so many Dick Wolf shows, and I watched SVU for a long time. I watched the original Law and Order, loved it, and some of the ones that aren't even on anymore. But like in terms of the One Chicago group, I have stuck with Chicago PD for 14 seasons. I'm totally caught up, and when I saw you, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a really fun year for you because anyone they bring on, there you go. If you're watching on the stream, there's a Commander
I
Mark.
thought that was Billy Gardell and early Mike and Molly. Boy, that guy's big. Oh.
Amanda, come on.
There you go.
There you go. That's a great. Now, okay. I just have to ask you. This must be so much fun for you, basically a native Chicagoan, to shoot a show in your hometown. It's got to be
just
a blast.
putting on the stuff was a riot for me, and I have an old cop coat that I kind of cherish. But
Nice.
they dress me up and like, yeah, we don't need you for about 15, 20. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go withdraw some money. I'm gonna go get a coffee. I'm gonna go get a donut. But just like walking around the Daily Center one day, we were shooting, and I was just going in stores and just seeing if I could get a free donut or not, free coffee.
Or make a citizen's arrest or something. Yeah.
Time just make people paranoid. Walk up behind guys that are obviously smoking weed. Like, hey, still not legal. Anyway,
that's fantastic.
It's fun. It was really fun, and you pictured Jason Begay there. I actually worked with him a million years ago on Dharma and Greg, and I pointed out to him, "Oh, no, we've worked together before." He goes, "Oh yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so." I go, "Yeah, you were one of Jen Elfman's friends of the week back in the day." Back then, yeah. No, I don't remember a lot of that. So
it's a pretty good Begay. That's very good Begay.
Well, he's close to my brother Brian too.
Oh, okay.
The two of them in the room would be kind of a similar conversation. Two guys. Anyway, but yeah, it was really fun working on it, and I was told I had 4 of the first 8, and I went in and auditioned. I got a costume fitting, and the gal was outfitting me with boots and parkas and stuff, and I'm like, it's 91 degrees today in Chicago, man. And she's like, yeah, no, I do my job, and so I don't know. I fulfilled the first 8 quota, so we have to see if there's more down the way or not. But according to me, I'm not dead. So I think until you kill me, you gotta keep showing me.
My guest is Joel Murray, a very accomplished actor and director, and he is the newest cast member of Chicago PD. He plays Commander Mark Devlin. Yeah, it's interesting you say that because last year I noticed Sean Hattasey. It seems like whoever they bring in locks horns. Yeah. with Voight. And I assume that you guys are building to that. I don't know what you can divulge or in terms of spoilers, but how do you see that going?
I'm sure I'm not supposed to divulge anything, but still not dead.
Okay.
A lot of these shows where you get, we got a really good episode for you coming up, but you got to see John Wall first, and it's like, huh? And then all of a sudden, you don't get your script in the mail or delivered, and you have to go in, and the producer's like, it's been great, got a great episode, and you jump in an ice hole at the end of it and kill yourself. And that's how they got rid of me on Shameless. So it's just one of those things. But they haven't given me that talk with Dick Wolf yet. So
man,
I'm looking. I think I'm not dead, but
I hope
it's been fun. I've been working with Begay. I've been working with Amy Morton, who's like one of the queens of Chicago theater.
Yeah.
Had the cool husband, and they have a cottage up there, Big Sand Lake, Wisconsin, up there near north of Phelps. So they're good people.
Wait,
And,
Amy Morton's family did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Her,
cool.
no, her husband's family, whose name is escaping me. He's a sound guy, real cool sound guy. Did when I did plays at like Remains and Organic and stuff. He was
Oh,
always the
nice.
hip sound guy. And LaRoyce Hawkins, who's been on the whole time.
Yeah.
He's a cool cat. I've met him around town over the years, and a friend, a publicist friend in common. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah.
Were you a fan of the show before you started working on it? Like, had you watched the show quite a bit?
No, I hated the show because there were never any Chicago actors on it, and we
Oh,
used to.
that's interesting.
And then I found out that like my brother Andy watched it all the time. I'm like, oh, and he goes, yeah, I get my fix of Chicago. It's great. And so I started watching it, and I'm like, oh, that guy over there, he's Chicago. I know him, Stoltz and Stolte, and some people. But I saw we were doing the Who's Live Anyway show. I was doing, and we were up in Saskatchewan, name dropper, and Dermot Mulroney texts me out of the blue going, hey, yeah, I'm in Saskatchewan too. You any chance to get a ticket for the show? And I'm like, pretty sure there's a lot of comps available tonight, Dermot. And so I set a couple tickets aside for him, and he came back afterwards, and we hung out. And when we got done with the evening, I said, hey, by the way, I've never ever gotten on any of those, and never an audition, anything for any of those Dick Wolf shows. And put in a word for me, will you? And he's the new fire chief on Chicago Fire. And he goes, oh yeah, sure. So a week or two later, I'm in Chicago. I sang the stretch at Wrigley, and the next day somebody called and said, my agent called and said, yeah, they want to know if you'd be interested in doing this part on Chicago PD. And I'm like, yeah, I don't miss too many Who's Line shows, and if it's good and blah, blah, blah. And so he called back a little while later, like, no, this is happening. They want you to do this thing. I'm like, oh, well, that Dermot Mulroney is powerful. And so I reached out to him, and he's like, no, I had nothing to do with that, man. Thanks, though. Yeah, no, it wasn't me.
Do you think he's just being a swell guy or what?
No, he's been like touring with his band with his brother, and he have a band called One for the Ditch, and he's like, yeah, no, I didn't do anything. Sorry.
Well, that's surprising because most deals are cut in Saskatchewan when it comes to casting and all that stuff.
That right. Mm-hmm. All good.
Well, that's awesome, Joel. And let's talk about what else you got going on. This is kind of cool. I saw that you're going to play Pat Summerall in a movie called Madden.
Yeah. You would think that's a good part.
Oh, no. What, do you fall out of the booth or something? What's going on?
Fall in an ice hole. It's funny. About a year and a half ago, this friend of mine said, this guy wants to play golf with somebody cooler than me. I've been teaching him to play golf, and he thought you'd be fun to play golf with. And I'm like, but it was David O. Russell, the director.
Oh, wow.
And who's done all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Except golf. And so I was kind of teaching him to play golf, and he and this guy and my son Gus and I would play Penmar by the sea here, which is not by the sea, but it's 30 blocks from it. But we'd play out here in California, and then we would have some drinks and food afterwards. But really interesting cat, and he started talking about this Madden movie, and there's a part in there for you. I'm sure there's some guy, the NFL guy who's from Chicago or something like that. And then all of a sudden he started going, look at this video of this, watch this video and look at this thing. And yeah, I'm going to send you a wig. And next thing you know, there's like a really cheap white wig in the mail. And read a couple lines with this wig on for me. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to send you a blue blazer now. And so he kept sending me stuff, and I wasn't getting the part. And all of a sudden, my Summerall was believable enough for him, and they offered me. And this is from Amazon is making this movie, right?
Okay.
Huge movie.
Yeah.
And so they offered me the part, and it was going to be basically scale and a local hire. So you're going to fly yourself to Florida, to Atlanta. You're going to put yourself up in Atlanta, and you're going to drive yourself to and from the set and the airport and everything every day. And you're going to make, food money, basically. And so I told my agent after a couple of days, I was like, you know what? Tell them no. And my agent's like, it's Pat Summerall. And so they came back. Oh, no, we didn't mean that. Oh, no, you're local. You're not a local hire. You'll get paid triple scale. You'll get a limousine. You'll get a hotel and first class this, first class that. I'm like, yeah, see, there you go.
Now we're talking. Yeah.
Yeah. But I still have no lines and I still have no script.
Oh, man.
So I went and I'm working, and he just wanted me to improvise everything. And,
Hey, Joel, let's pick up right there. We got to do a really quick break here. We're coming back with actor Joel.
I'm getting played off.
We're coming right back as Nightlight with Pete Schwaba.
Honor just to be nominated.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
Welcome back. I'm Pete Schwaba. This is Nightlight. From the 608, Steady Eddie says, Pete, I second the vote for favorite TV housewife. I also chose Barbara Sandwich as opposed to Stanwyck from the television show The Big Belly. That is the shortest text Steady Eddie has ever sent us. Thank you, buddy. Great to hear from you, Steady Eddie. My guest is Joel Murray. You can see him as Commander Mark Devlin on Chicago PD this season, their 14th, which is an incredibly good run. Joel, we were talking about you playing the iconic Pat Summerall, a really cool role in the movie Madden. Nicolas Cage is John Madden. Interesting.
Yeah, that was supposedly he came in to read for Al Davis, which I could see.
Yeah, right? Totally.
And he said, "Oh no, I want to play Madden," and so he does a really good Madden, and next thing you know, you got Nick Cage's Madden.
And you do a really good Nick Cage, thereby meaning you would do a really good Madden. So come on, that's great.
There you go. But I got to work with some other people that were really fun. Rick Hoffman, who's kind of the Weasley guy on Suits, was playing Howard Cosell, and this kid from Canada who's a rapper, white rapper, was playing a young Bob Costas, and it was really goofy, and we all at the same time got to see Nick Cage as Madden, and at the same time, right before we rolled, they put earwigs in our ears, so we're hearing the director, and the director is David's telling everybody what to do, and he's telling Nick Cage what to do, and we're all just in this surreal world all of a sudden.
Wow!
And some people have lines that they audition with, and some people don't. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but it was really, really different. And then when it got to be just this one-on-one stuff with Nick Cage, all I would be saying is like, all right, well, it's this date in Dallas, so that'd be, County Stadium, whatever. So it would be Tony Dorsett. It would be, Too Tall Jones. It would be Billy Joe Dupree.
Yeah.
So not Staubach, it would Danny White would have been at the right date. But, so I did that kind of research while I'm waiting, trying to see if they're going to give me any lines. So I was riffing with Nick Cage. And so he's got stuff in his ear he's being told to say, and I'm just riffing off him and setting it up with, a 5-yard, I can't talk. 5-yard out to Billy Joe Dupree. And it was really interesting. And then we're in Turner Stadium in Atlanta. So you're going this way and you're at, the Raiders game. You're going this way, you're at the Lions game. You're going this way, you're in Cowboy Stadium. So that was really cool. And, I had to say eventually, I was friends with to Nick Cage. I was friends with your cousin Gio. And he was a friend of mine I knew from Italy years ago, in like 1982, 83. And he all of a sudden kind of broke and just like, well, you knew Gio? I love Gio. Gia was the best, man. You were friends with Gia. And so then, you know, he was much nicer to me. And,
Oh, man.
you know, I live in Las Vegas. You should come there sometime. A lot of people say, you know, weird things about it, but I like Las Vegas.
Oh, man, that is gold, dude.
It was pretty good. A surreal moment. But I did that, and then, you know, back on the bus and back doing the Who's Line, and been doing the Chicago thing. I did another goofy football movie down in Tampa for a month. Called The Big Game, where I won't give anything away on that, but this was a small indie movie that I liked the darkness of the script. And I played one of these fanatical Florida fans, and you know, it's the big game against Florida State, and
Oh, sweet.
it gets really weird and dark. So I got to do that. So I've gotten to take some breaks from the Who's Line, but I also got to breeze through Wisconsin at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, you were on the show
Pats.
talking about that last time. Do you have it? We've got only about a minute left, unfortunately, Joel. But any more Who's Live coming up here?
No, I said we did the one at the Paps, and we were in La Crosse, which is a fun place to play. But we're not headed back there anytime soon. But I don't know the schedule. I'm just trying to get through the holidays, man. We got a wedding coming up. It's going to get crazy here. But,
well, I was excited because I'm totally outnumbered here as a Bears and Cubs fan, and they don't hesitate to abuse me, and it's fun. I like being that guy, but next time you'll have to come on. I'll have to save some more time so we could talk about some of that stuff too, because it's good to have.
That was the other thing with the Chicago PD. I got to go to 3 Cub win playoff games. All 3 nice. I went to, they won, and that Bears game Sunday was absolutely phenomenal.
It's the game of the year. It was incredible.
I almost broke the TV, and then the next thing you know, I'm just like, of course they win, of course. But it was the best of times, the worst of times. It was absolutely insane.
It was
I've
great.
Never seen a game like
it was
that.
Great
and that's how the World Series was too, by the way.
Oh, it was phenomenal. All right, we'll have to do this again soon.
Series.
Phenomenal World Series, maybe the best ever. A lot of people are saying, but we'll have you back soon. I'd love to talk about all that stuff too. Joel Murray, check him out as Commander Mark Devlin on this season's Chicago PD.
Wednesday nights. After the other ones.
It's the best night
and
to
I think
watch.
It's the 13th season, 14th for Fire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a great night to watch color
anybody's
television.
wagering on the show tonight.
Thank you, sir. Have a great night, Joel. As always,
great
my friend.
See you, Pete.
Thank
all
you,
the best.
buddy. Thank you.
Right.
Check out Chicago PD on your color television. We'll be back tomorrow night. Conrad will be back. Amanda, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
How are we doing on time?
We
10
got
seconds?
about 30 seconds.
Okay, fantastic. My thanks to Joel Murray and Doug Prey. Thank you for all your texts and calls. Always more fun when you guys participate. We're coming back tomorrow night on behalf of Amanda. I'm Pete Schwaba saying good night, Wisconsin.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.